everybody. I'm Peter with The Specialists here in Tucson, Arizona. We got this really cool truck we just finished up. It's a 1970 Chevrolet K10. We're going to go through it and show you some of the things we did. So this customer wanted everything on this truck to be either red or black primarily. So the first thing we did is we took off all the silver parts of the truck and we either painted them or had them powder coated. While we had all the exterior parts disassembled, we also had our paint correction team completely buff and polish the original paint on this truck. When the truck came in, it had a total white haze to it. It was oxidized on the whole entire truck. So our guys spent over a week buffing and polishing this original paint, and now it's super slick and super smooth. There are a few little bumps and bruises on it, but the client actually wanted to keep those to kind of still give it a little bit of that old style character with the little nicks and scratches and things. He thought that would be really cool. So over here you can see we made some custom emblems for the truck that show everybody it's a K10, and the customer really liked the idea of having this skull on here, so we custom made those. Another really cool feature of this truck that the customer had to have is some type of a power step. And obviously this being a 1970 truck, there are no steps made for it. So we actually took a set of steps from Amp Research that were made for a modern F-250 four-door. So they're very long, and we actually cut them down. We made our own custom frame under the truck to support the weight of the step, and then got it all mounted in there. So as you can see, it's just like a modern vehicle. You know, some Cadillac Escalades have these from the factory, or you can buy them aftermarket. We install them all the time on trucks that are modern, but for this particular vehicle, we had to custom make these. But really cool option, you know, for an older truck. It does take quite a bit of work, but we can definitely handle it for you. And when they go up, it totally tucks in underneath the cab, so it's totally hidden away, which gives it a really clean look. So up here, you can see we had the windshield wipers powder coated, the side view mirrors powder coated. Someone had added a little mirror here that we didn't like, so we took it off. And instead of welding all this and having to redo the paint, we made this little cover panel. We added some billet door handles. We also had those powder coated. Lock cylinders. And then here, it gives the impression this truck still has the gas tank behind the seat, which we actually relocated to the bed, but we thought it'd be cool to make this fake fuel cover so people still think it's behind the seat. So back here, you can see down on the rims, we powder coated the center caps. We actually installed a Wilwood disc brake conversion kit on this truck in the front and in the rear, which is really cool. Gives them a modern braking system. We upgraded some of the other things, new parking brake cables, new parking brake mechanism, just to get everything working the way it should be. Back here, we just did more powder coating. You know, we powder coated the chains to keep it black. We changed all the screws out to powder coated screws. We added a reverse camera that actually shows in the rear view mirror, so that he has a real good view out of the back. And then same thing over here, just buffed the whole truck, made it look nice and shiny again. And then of course all the black accents throughout, the new emblems. On the front, we actually did a whole new set of hubs from a company out in Tennessee that made these for us. That way we could have the disc brake conversion on this 1970, which is actually a really hard thing to do. Up in the front here, we had the whole grille assembly powder coated. We added some modern headlights with the red LED rings and then LED headlight bulbs. We had the emblem here painted black to match. And then under the hood, we didn't do too much. We cleaned it up just a little bit. We added, of course, the Wilwood master cylinder with proportioning valve. We did a modern windshield washer motor, so it's not mechanical anymore on the inside. And then we did a new distributor just to get it running a little bit better, and then cleaned up all his battery connections. We also added this sound damping and heat material to the underside of the hood. That way when you're opening and closing the hood, it's not banging, just because the sheet metal's kind of flimsy up there. And then we added the heat material so that the paint doesn't get hot and gives it a real nice clean look. All right, so that's pretty much it on the outside. Why don't you guys follow me inside and I'll show you what we did in there. so inside here, we did a lot of upgrades for this customer's truck. Of course, we talked about the one window conversion, but then the door panels, we started with the metal panel because we really liked these grooves that were in there. We modified the front section to house a Morel 3-way component system. So behind this custom grill, there's actually a 6-inch woofer, a 3-inch mid-range, and then a 1-inch tweeter up here on the top. And it's all concealed behind this metal grill. It's custom made here. We made the trim and all that good stuff. And then we put new upholstery on the whole door to kind of give it a more modern look. It also helps with the sound inside the cab, so you don't have as much raw metal. We made a couple little trim rings here, one over there, and then we had a new handle installed that was also powder coated. And then prior to doing any of the audio equipment, we added sound damping to this whole entire truck. So it's super solid now. The doors are like modern doors. They don't rattle and make noise and things like that. You can see here on the seats, we put in seats from a 2004 full-size Chevy, and then we did custom upholstery on them before we did the install. So there's Alcantara suede down the center, and then we put in some red grommets to kind of match with the red and black theme that the customer requested. We did a custom steering wheel with leather and the red stitching on there. And that's all hand stitched. You can buy that steering wheel, but it doesn't have leather on it. So we had to custom upholster that in-house. The dashboard gauge cluster has been completely replaced. That's actually a modern set of Dakota Digital gauges, and those light up completely red, which we'll show you here in a minute. And then we color matched all the knobs to be black to go with the red and black theme. This one here is for the gauge dimmer. This is your factory headlight knob, the wiper knob, and then below that is a control for the subwoofer. And we tried to use all the same knobs so that it would look more original. And then here we have the switch for the halo headlights. It's also black and it lights up red so that everyone knows that's the red halos. The new headliner that we installed, prior to doing the headliner, we did the sound damping on the metal, and then we had this headliner stitched in our upholstery department, and then that attaches up to the roof. We also reupholstered the visors so they match with the black and red theme. And then we added a black trim all the way around from LMC Truck. All the lights inside here have also been upgraded to LED. And then of course up here we have the big full screen mirror from Rydeen. This shows the backup image all the time in his rear view mirror, and it's full screen. So you have a fully unobstructed view out of the back of the vehicle versus looking in the glass and all you see is the inside of that bed. So this is a really cool upgrade for an older truck like this. And this can be installed in any vehicle. It also has a front camera that hangs down below there. That records out of the front of the vehicle in case he's ever in an accident or something like that. He'll have some documentation of what happened during that accident. All right, so let me show you some other cool things we did in here. So we talked about the gauges. We also converted this truck to push to start. So this is a modern push to start system out of a Ford truck. So this is actually a Ford Raptor push to start button. We color matched it so it would be all black and mounted it in the factory trim ring. So that's really cool. We did a new HVAC control panel. This is out of a truck that has the black version, which is really nice. The original one for this truck was all chrome. Here we added a modern USB port with two types of charging. We have the USB-C and then the USB-A there. You can also plug this in and it will directly connect your music to the new Kenwood head unit, or you can connect through Bluetooth, which is really nice. And we made this custom little trim ring around here, and you would think it's original, but we actually made this just to kind of, help blend it in versus just throwing a radio in the dash. We made this little panel on our laser and then color matched it. This is the Bluetooth microphone here for the Kenwood stereo. That way it'll pick up his voice when he's on a phone call. Up on the top of the dash here, we reupholstered the dash pad in leather with the red stitching just to carry the theme through. We actually did something a little unique in here, which a lot of places don't do. We made some A-pillars to cover that metal strip just so you feel like you're more in a modern vehicle versus having that raw steel right there on your beside your windshield. For the subwoofer, we actually made a cabinet here, and we integrated it into the console. Underneath here, we have two JL Audio 8W3 subwoofers in a vented cabinet, and then we made it kind of look like a console, gave him some cup holders here, his window switches for his new power window kit, and then he has another USB charging port here. In case he wants to just put his phone right here, he has a nice close spot to plug his phone in. And it's all, you know, color matched. Of course, it's mounted down, so it's super solid. We actually put the amplifier, it's a 5-channel Rockford Fosgate amplifier, behind the seat, which we'll show you in a minute. And then on my side, on the driver's side, there's actually a small storage compartment for, you know, maybe some towels or some jumper cables or something like that. Okay, so I think that about wraps it up. We kind of gave you a walkthrough of the whole system we did here in this truck and all the upgrades. So if you need anything at all for your vehicle, custom upholstery, window film, paint protection, paint correction, ceramic, audio, we can definitely take care of you. We have 4 locations here in Arizona, 3 in Tucson, 1 in Sierra Vista. You can go to our website, azspecialist.com. You can find us on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and of course on our YouTube channel. Give us a call. Any of our locations will be happy to help you out.